Alrighty. Hello, friends. Welcome to my abode. My name is Skylar. I don't know what I'm going to call this. I was thinking SkyFitzKnitz, or I thought of Sinistra Knits, but I feel like I've heard that before, and so that's why it was in my head. But I wanted to do that because I am left-handed. I knit left-handed, like a freak. So yeah, Sinistra, it's like Latin for left or something. Left-handed people are sinister and evil and represent Satan. I don't know. I don't think I'm evil. I got flowers on my wall. I'm knitting. I could be doing crack. Not doing crack. My mom should be proud of me. My mom thinks I should do stand-up. I think she's insane. I wouldn't want to watch myself. I'm not looking forward to watching myself for however long this is while editing. This will be an exercise in self-confidence. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. This is a very new and strange and scary thing for me. I have been on a mental health roller coaster for a little bit now. Probably I'm a sophomore in college now, and my depression and anxiety kind of started rearing its head about junior year of high school. I've always been fairly anxious, but it started really affecting my life probably junior year of high school, and I kind of dealt with it for a while and I tried therapy, didn't like it, and then about a year ago we moved up to Bellingham in Washington State from just north of Seattle, so about 2 hours north, and that short drive makes a very big difference. Because we didn't just move, I got a new job, I transferred schools, I had already gone for 1 year to a college and I had kind of felt settled there, and then it turned out to be too expensive, and so I transferred to a cheaper in-state, not private college when we moved up here. And it was a lot of change in my life in very quick succession, and I don't think that helped anything. There was an end of a relationship. So yeah, transferred schools, broke up with someone, moved houses, changed jobs. A lot of change in my life, but about almost a year and a half ago, I learned to knit from a wonderful woman named Lori up at Holden Village, which is a Lutheran retreat village up in the North Cascades here in Washington. And I believe it is the most remote, continuously inhabited place in the continental United States. And it is amazing, and I loved it. And I was there for a month for J-term, which is something that Lutheran schools do. It's like a month-long, kind of intensive one class in the span of 1 month. So it's 4 hours of class a day. And not everyone's required to do it, and not everyone goes away for it. I went away for it. But yeah, I was up there, and there's no internet. There's no phone. If you want to talk to someone on the outside, you have to write a letter or use the one communal public computer that they have available for people, which is very, very slow, and it's on dial-up. I'm serious. I learned to knit up there, and I knit one hat. Ooh, I could probably find it. It's really not good. All right, I'm almost embarrassed to show you. I need to put down this Red Bull. It's warm Red Bull, but still does the trick. I'm not complaining. All right, so this is the very first hat I ever made. Up in Holden Village. Is that focusing? Yeah. So it was supposed to be, what is it? Yeah, 2x2 rib. It was supposed to be 2x2 rib all the way up. Another funny thing is I learned to knit in the round, which is apparently not very common. Because I've seen people on the knitting subreddit be like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid to try to knit in the round, but it's so easy. I mean, okay, to me, it is easier than knitting a row, turning around, purling a row, turning around, knitting a row, turning around, purling row, turning around, just to knit stockinette. Because in the round, it's just stockinette around, it's just knit in a spiral until you stop. And it's incredible. But that has also led to some other problems that I will talk about later when I talk about my works in progress. But yeah, I was not very, I don't think I used a stitch marker. I kind of just guessed. And it's bulky, so I tried to weave in my ends. But there's that little baby guy just sticking out, and it's too short. It's fat, so I can't put it through a tapestry needle. And it's too short to actually weave in. So I'm never gonna wear this. It's just a little keepsake. I love her, even though I didn't use a stitch marker, and so I messed up the ribbing. But it was a happy accident. I mean, it's kind of cool looking because I don't really know what's happening, but it almost looks like an on-purpose texture pattern. If you see that. But I'm gonna put it on. Like, up in the mountains, that's a good look. But I don't know. Maybe I will wear it. Maybe if I put a pom-pom on it, it would be better. Because right now it just looks, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let me know. So yeah, I guess that's it for my introductions. I'm gonna try to do this once every 2 weeks, maybe monthly. I don't know. I'm a student. This quarter has been insane for me so far. I'm taking 3 very reading intensive classes, and I'm taking my first ever 400 level class for my major. It's the first 400 for my major and my first 400 level ever. And it's intense. It is a topic I very deeply care about. It's a race and political theory class. It's a great class. My professor is amazing, but it's a lot of reading. And it's week 3 of the quarter and I'm already behind. And I meant to start this podcast months ago. I've been thinking about it and I haven't got around to it. So I figured, screw it, let's do it. I want it to be a tab that has been closed in my brain. So I can focus on school and just kind of have my knitting life and my school life and have them both be balanced. That is my goal. We will see about that goal. I don't know. I'm a busy girl. So I'm going to talk about my first sweater. That's what I'm going to talk about. And I will link to everything in the show notes down below. They will be posted on Ravelry. If I figure out how to do that, because I don't actually know how to do any of this stuff yet. This is a very, very first try. This is kind of a test run. We're trying to make it as good as possible, okay? That's the whole point, is we make the first one good, make it a learning experience, and then grow from there. But that's how knitting is, right? I guess knitting has, like, taken over my entire worldview, I suppose. All right. My first sweater. I'm proud of her. I love her. This is that the front or the back? That's the back. This is my Nurtured sweater by Andrea Mowry. And she was very fun. I really, really enjoyed knitting this sweater. So I knit the smallest size because I didn't know how much positive ease I actually wanted. I didn't know. I'd never knit a sweater before, so I was like, well, the pattern says that for it to fit like on the model, I should knit the second size. But I'm a very petite person. I'm small. I'm 5'2". I have very small shoulders. My feet are the size of my 11-year-old sister's feet. I wear a size 5. I can wear a size 3 in kids. I'm a very small person. So knitting my own clothes when I can't find clothes even in stores that fit me, like, I know that knitting my own clothes should help with the fit of my things, but I'm a little paranoid about it, if that makes sense. This took me about a month. I got pretty bored. Once I got towards the ends of both sleeves, I was like, okay, I want this to be done. I want it to be done. I want to move on. I want to move on. I want to be done. And then I finished both the sleeves. I was like, okay, finally I get to start the body. Finally. Oh my god, the body took me so long. And it was so boring because there's not any increasing or decreasing. There's no shaping at all. It's just the slip stitch pattern around and around and around forever. And so I got really bored and my hands cramped up a lot just because of the yarn and the size of needles. It's just not my favorite to work with, and I should have known that. It's a worsted weight, and I think I did this on size 8s. And I don't know, 8s are kind of large. Like 5, 4, 5, that's my happy place. 6-ish, maybe. 8s, I don't know. And I really like the feel of the needles themselves, like they were really high quality. I was able to knit very quickly. My hands just got really sore and tired, and I actually, maybe I was just knitting too much because I was in a hurry to get it done. But I had to wear a brace for a couple of nights because my wrist is just like, felt really tight and it felt like it needed to pop, but it wouldn't pop. And it just like, I knew something was up. So for a couple of nights, I just had to like, a couple of days, I took a break. I used some, I have a pain stick. I used some of that. And I used a brace just to keep it immobile overnight to help it be happy again. This sweater does not fit me very well. I'm gonna try it on and I will show you the problems that I have with it. Okay, so it goes down to like 6 inches below my bust. I think the full length from armpit to seam was 8 inches. And when I was knitting it, that felt really, really short, but it's cropped, so I should have kind of expected that. But I looked at it and I was like, wow, that's really short. But then once you attach the rest of the body, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, but as you're knitting it, it just seems insane. One of my sleeves, I don't know if you could tell, probably not. Oh, yep. This sleeve is shorter, but my mom told me I should just keep moving, no one will notice, which is true. I mean, unless you're looking for it, like unless I'm trying to show you, who cares? You know, it's handmade. Special, wonderful unicorn sweater, and we love her despite her many flaws. I did the sleeves on Magic Loop, and I don't like DPNs. It's overwhelming. There's too many things sticking out. I drop needles. I don't like DPNs. But turns out for like a worsted weight kind of thing, especially in this yarn, which is very stiff, like you can see there's no drape. She's tough. She's itchy too. But we're not gonna fault her for that, because I'm the one that made the bad decision. I didn't buy superwash. But there's this seam from the Magic Loop that is very noticeable. Like, I don't know if anyone else would notice it. I notice it. I don't like it. And I've only worn this out and about maybe 3 times, and it is already pretty pilly. I don't know if you can see that. But I just don't like the way that this yarn is wearing. I don't like the way it feels against my skin. It's very itchy. I don't know why I bought Wool of the Andes, not superwash, especially after reading the reviews that I did. I think I thought people on the internet were being sensitive, but they're not, because I'm sensitive too. I don't like to admit that, but I'm a little princess, especially about the way clothes feel against my skin. I never liked tags. I always hate like anything that just like kind of tickles me or bothers me, like scratches me in a place that I don't. Okay, another issue that I have is with the raglan decreases. So you can see right there, they're very loose and they're tighter down towards the the underarm, but up here they get really loose, and that's where the short rows are, and I think that's what I'm gonna blame it on. Actually, maybe not, because that's where the short rows start, see? but it's loose here too. So maybe it was just me. I mean, it probably was just me. It definitely wasn't just the pattern. I almost want to knit another one because I love the pattern and I love seeing everyone wearing their super cute nurtured sweaters with like high-waisted skirts or jeans. It's adorable. It's my favorite. I love the look. But I don't like mine. I feel bad. Maybe definitely in the winter with a long sleeve t-shirt underneath to layer, it's like practically waterproof. That would be amazing. And like a long sleeve t-shirt, wearing it around the house, super, super warm and cozy. Like the arms are tight enough that it almost feels like a hug, especially if I have a shirt on under it. So yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings, but we tried, right? There will be better sweaters in the future. We will fix our knitting skills. Oh, and I'm gonna show you the short rows, but I can't show you the short rows until I take this off, so give me a second. All right, so short rows on my nurtured sweater. Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Ew.
So you can see that the gauge is pretty consistent, and then you get to the short rows, and it's very loose, so loose, and it's not gonna hide behind my hair because it's in the front too. The short rows go all the way to here and then they wrap back around. It makes me really sad because I didn't notice as I was knitting it, and then I finished and I looked at it and I was like, it's not cute. I don't like it. And I know that it's handmade and no one's gonna come up to me and be like, yo, why are your short rows messed up? No one knows what the hell short rows are. When I talk to people about knitting, they think I'm insane. But it bothers me. But I guess that's the point, is learning and moving on. Making better and nicer things. That is the point, right? Process over product. I'm trying to tell myself that when I mess up. I'm not one of those people that will screw up one stitch and notice it a few rows down and be like, oh God, I gotta frog that. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending the time frogging. I have a project that I think I did an accidental yarn over, and so now there's a hole. Whatever. Like, no one else is gonna notice. It's tiny. It's fine. As long as it fits me and it's comfortable, whatever. But for things that I want to wear out, that I was planning on wearing in like daily outfits, I don't want to wear something that's, you know, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna move on. This is my bobble hat. Bobble hat. I'm sorry. I won't do that ever again. This is my bobble hat. Let's show you guys. This is my first ever color work project. It's the first color work I ever did. And I remember when I learned to knit up at Holden Village, I saw the woman who taught me to knit, Lori. I saw her knitting this. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are you knitting? How are you knitting in like multiple colors at once? I thought when they did that, it was like factory magic, that they used yarn that they like, I don't know. I had some sort of weird idea of how they did it. I didn't think that they used like physical separate colors of yarn to make, and it was just so impressive to me. And my mom was begging and begging and begging for a hat. She begged for the next thing I'm gonna show you too. But she was begging for this. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a hat, and I'm gonna make it the bobble hat that I saw Miss Lori knitting. And I was very confused when I started because I didn't understand why the ribbing was so long. But then I used my 2 brain cells that I have to figure out that, oh, you're supposed to fold it up. Duh. And I don't like how it looks on me at all. I think it needs blocking. Also, I have a very small head, and I don't know how to block a hat. I'm not gonna blow up a balloon and put a wet hat on it. Isn't my head enough to block it? But it is made for, it's a 1 size hat, and it's made for a large adult head, which my mother has. I do not. So she loves it. She gets all sorts of compliments on it when she goes out, and she tells me about them all the time. She's like, oh my gosh, this lady at the grocery store complimented your hat. It's like, oh, it makes my heart so happy. I love it so much. So yes, I was very proud of this. I made it out of woolstock worsted in a very dark brown, the sky blue, and the white. No, I didn't. The white was Wool of the Andes Simply Wool in the Wanda colorway. And ooh, let's get a good... There's a needle and thread on my yarn. This is my life. I'm a hot mess. Let's hope I don't fall asleep on that. That is Wanda. Knit Picks Simply Wool Worsted. It's a very heavy worsted. I would call it an Aran. I know that's not technically a thing really in the US, or maybe that's, I don't know, maybe I made that up. I would call it an Aran weight. It is, she's hefty, she's thick, but I really, really like this yarn. It was great for color work. Yeah, I really liked it. So the white for the sheep is the Simply Wool, which is literally just like they pull it off the sheep and make it into yarn. They don't dye it or bleach it or anything. It's, I think, the most organic option that Knit Picks carries. And I got it in their Skill Builders, one of their Skill Builder subscription boxes that I got sent. My mom got it for me for Christmas, which is very nice of her. Thank you, Mommy. So yeah, this hat is near and dear to my heart. My mom loves it. I love it when she wears it. My mom is very knit worthy, even though she pesters me all the time to knit her more things. Like this shawl, which, did I just see an end hanging off this? I'm gonna be mad if my ends came out. No. Nope, you can see, I did block this. I think maybe I need to block it again. You can see the eyelets. Can you see that? I don't know. My gauge is funky, I think. I have some theories. It looks way better towards here, but because this is the bind off edge, right? So this, I kind of had a rhythm down as opposed to down here where I was like, ah, lace? Knit 2 together? What? Yeah, this was a really good learning experience for me. It took me a very, very long time to finish it because I got very bored. I knit about half of it. No, I knit like 3/4 of it. I was so close to being done. And I was like, ugh, I'm bored. And I started something else, as I usually do. And it was spring break, and my mom was like, please, 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 please finish my scarf, please. She wanted it so badly. She wants to wear it to work. And literally, it took me 20 minutes. She'd been harassing me to finish it for a good 2 months. It took me 20 minutes to finish. And, oof, we played a really scary game of Yarn Chicken, you guys. So this is the bind off edge. And so I was supposed to do a whole nother eyelet stripe here, and then a whole nother garter stitch stripe. So it was gonna be eyelet, garter stitch, eyelet, another garter stitch stripe here, and then the eyelet, the wider eyelet stripe edging. But when I got to the end of this eyelet stripe, I had literally 6 inches of yarn left. It was very scary. I barely had enough to weave in the ends. I was terrified that it was gonna unravel. But I finished it and it was so nice. It had been sitting there, staring at me, saying, finish me, finish me. So finishing this was an accomplishment. It was a big deal for me. And my mom loves it. I don't like wearing it. I don't like how it looks on me because I have like triangle scarves, and what I usually do is I will have the pointy end kind of there, and then I will wrap it around and like tie it kind of underneath. So it'll be kind of just like a big cozy thing. But this is just, it's not big enough to look good on me. I'm not a fan. My mom really loves it. She wears it a lot, which I'm happy about. The point was to make her happy, not for me to wear it. And it was a good learning experience. It was a whole skein of Bloomsbury DK. And the pattern is Orbit by Jenna Calillo? I don't know. I will link it in the description. It's a very well written pattern. It takes a lot of row counting, which I was very bad at. I'm still very bad at. I like going by inches. I did recently get an app called Tally on my phone. It's just your phone screen and a number, and you tap it and it goes up. You swipe down and it goes down. And you can adjust. So if you're like counting stitches and you want to kind of keep track of every 10, you can set it so one tap is 10. So it'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, tap. So I don't have to keep track in my head, because I'm not good at that. I'm easily distracted, as you can tell by my incoherent ramblings. Next item of business is works in progress. There's a lot. Let me tell you about how I feel about finishing things. I do not feel great about finishing things. It doesn't happen often. I don't know, finishing things is not my strong suit. So what I do is I knit things to the point of almost completion and then put them away and knit something else. Or I finish one sock and I never ever even start the second. But one work in progress right now that I'm very excited about is my Tecumseh sweater by Caitlin Hunter, aka Boylan Knitworks. So I am knitting this in Swish DK, which is a superwash merino DK weight yarn from Knit Picks. I have some problems with Knit Picks, let me tell you, okay? Their shipping is horrendous, okay? It's 2019, and Knit Picks, they don't ship your stuff after you order it for like 2, 3, 4, 5 days. They're based in Portland. They ship out of Ohio, which I don't understand. I don't know what service they're using or who's shipping their stuff, but whoever is not doing a great job. Their shipping promise is 5 to 14 business days. That's a very wide range, and I find it a little ridiculous. Am I wrong? Anyway, off on a little tangent about Knit Picks. I love their yarn for the most part, but their shipping needs some work. Like, even me, the Nurtured sweater, the yarn that I got for that, it's Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted, not superwash. And I got a pack of 10 of them on super good sale on Amazon, and I got it in like 2 days because Knit Picks does have some stuff on Amazon. And so either they need to just put it all on Amazon or figure out something else. I don't know. I don't know the solution. I don't know the whole issue, but it drives me nuts. And I've seen it. I've seen other people say the same thing. Come on, like, get it together. I'm pretty sure people would pay more for yarn for fast free shipping. Each of these is like $5. It's fairly affordable for yarn, and it's very soft. It's very high quality. I really enjoy knitting with this yarn. I would pay more for this if the shipping were faster. It doesn't have to be Amazon fast, but we need free shipping, and we need it to not take a month. Come on. First world problems? Maybe. I feel like they should listen to their customers. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, this is my Tecumseh sweater. And I'm knitting it out of Swish DK from Knit Picks in, there's dog hair. In the main color is Dove Heather. I don't know if you're, yeah, that's a pretty good color representation. Dove Heather is the main color, and then the gold color for the crosses is Honey, and the black is black. Super creative! But it is probably I've never worked with black yarn before, and a lot of people have problems with it, but I didn't really struggle. Maybe it's because I was using it with the gray, and so it wasn't just like straight black stockinette. Maybe if it was just black stockinette and I made mistakes, I wouldn't notice them. I don't know. But I did make a mistake. And as I said before, I'm not going to frog it. It's going to be fine. We're just going to deal with it. Because on my nurtured sweater, my short rows were very loose. And I'm pretty sure I did twist the pearls, but I didn't notice because of the slip stitch pattern. But you can see that like there's stockinette here. And it looks like normal stockinette. But here, it's twisted. Like my knit stitches are twisted, and they're not all twisted, it's just every other. Because I twisted my pearls. And I don't know how, but I found out that I did when I saw someone else complaining about twisted pearls on one of their posts. And I didn't know, I looked at it and I was just like, oh, I guess that's just what short rows do. Which is silly. But I mean, no one's gonna notice that. I feel like people are more likely to notice the loose short rows than the twisted pearl short rows. On my nurtured sweater versus this sweater. But I love it. I love it. Even though I made the mistake in the short rows, which I don't know how to fix. So if anyone knows how to fix it, please help. I love it. It's so soft. And because it's DK weight color work, this is just, it's luxurious. I just want to snuggle it and just look at it and admire it and be super happy with how it's turning out. There is some puckering. I'm hoping it'll be fixed with blocking. I don't want to change. I don't know. We'll see how the stockinette goes after this before I do another chart. I'm not seeing a lot of puckering along the bottom edge of these guys yet, but I'm hoping there won't be. But yes, very much enjoying knitting that. It's been super fun, and it's pretty fast. Okay, my next work in progress is my northeasterly blanket, and right now it is a mess, but I'm very excited. I love it so much, even though it is not exactly cute right now. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, all sorts of colors. I have no plan. This is by Skananigans. I forget her name. I'll link it in the description. It's so much fun to knit. It's so much fun. I'm doing the DK weight or fingering weight held double gauge, and mostly I'm holding fingering weight double. I've also held two different ones together. So like here, I have an alpaca, merino alpaca nylon. That's the purpley, and the white held together with, I think, Peruvian Highland wool fingering weight yarn. I honestly don't know. I've been working on this for a really long time, and I've just used a lot of random hodgepodge yarn bits and mini skeins that I have laying around. I only have one, but I did DK here, and this is some Swish DK that I got in Knit Picks Skill Builder subscription box one of the months. and I did accidental University of Washington colors there, which I was kind of mad at myself about because I don't really... Go Bikes! You'll understand that if you're from Washington. If you're not, then don't move here. There's too many people. I have 3 FOs. No, I have 3 hoes. FO's finished. HO's half object. Hoe. One of them is a slipper sock, which I'm very happy with. I'll try it on top of my current socks. They're very comfortable. I really like them, and I knit them smaller than the pattern calls for because, as I mentioned before, my feet are the size of elf feet. My whole family likes to make fun of me. But this is one of the projects that I told you I have like a hole that I found right here. You see that? Yeah, right there. I don't know where it came from. I think it was an accidental yarn over. Something weird happened, and I'm not happy about it. But it's on the bottom of the foot. This is pretty bulky yarn. I'm not going to worry about it. I have another one on the needles. On a needle. And this is the tiny little strip of a heel flap, which I think is hilarious. And then what you do is you knit this, and then you turn, and then you pick up stitches and you knit. So like this is the back of your foot, and then so you're gonna turn and knit up this way. So this is the side of your foot, this is the side of your foot, this is the bottom. And then once you get here, you cast on more and join in the round. So here you're just knitting a U flat until you get to where you want it to go around your whole foot and be an actual sock and not a slipper. And the first one took me like 2 days of only knitting on that. I don't just sit around and knit all day. I promise, I do other things. But the first one took me, 2 days of knitting time, which is not bad. And I don't know, that's been sitting for like a month. I don't know why I haven't finished the second one. It's a problem. Second sock syndrome is real. I have a Rose City roller, which I will show you. It is on a sock blocker. It is knit out of, I don't know if it's Patton's Croy or Peyton's Croy. You know what I'm talking about? Patton's Croy sock. It's a self-patterning colorway. It is blue raspberry, I believe. And I did get it on Amazon, even though Amazon is not great. We all know that. It was really fast. It was really fun to knit, but it is huge. I knit the smallest size. I have very small feet, and all of the socks that I have knit, except for the slipper socks, have been too big. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do, and it has prevented me from knitting more socks. This would, I think I did something weird with the gusset. I don't know. That looks funky to me. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I screwed up. Maybe I need to knit another one, but like, that is a huge ankle. My ankle's not that big. So I knit the smallest size. I don't know what else to do. Like, I could try it on smaller needles. Maybe, but I did these on a 1. That's pretty small. I could cast on fewer stitches. But then I'll have to do math that I don't really know how to do. Like, I am not very experienced. I am not one of those people that is able to just make modifications to patterns. Like, I can kind of imagine what I would do in my head, but I don't know how to do the math to actually do it. I would love to take a class or something on like how to modify patterns, how to kind of design knits that fit. Knits that fit. I think that would be great. But we're not there yet, and I will show you how it looks on my little baby foot. It's huge. A sock should not have positive ease. Yeah. So unless I was wearing 3 pairs of socks underneath these, they're not gonna work. And I want to maybe knit a second one and see if I can make it work for my foot size. Not necessarily to have them as socks, but just to say, look, I did it. I made a sock that fit. But I just don't wanna. I mean, I still have the yarn, but they're not gonna match. But if I'm just doing it to learn, they don't need to match. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about these socks. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm very proud of myself about the heel. Because the heel is the scariest part. And my lighting is getting not great right now, so I'm sorry. But I was very proud of my heel turn here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm really struggling. Yeah, I don't know. I was very proud of that. I have another sock, and I used the numbers from the Speckled Space socks, and I did the texture pattern from the Hermione's Everyday Socks by Erica Luter. I believe that's her name, Erica Luter. And these are the second socks I knit after I did second sock. This is the second sock that I knit after I knit my Rose City roller. It doesn't fit either, even though I knit the smallest size, which is very frustrating. Maybe I just have weird shaped feet. Maybe I need to figure out how to knit like one part one size and another part another size. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this off the sock blocker, but I didn't know how to. These were toe up, which is another fun fact. Toe up, I did Jenny's Magic Cast On, not Judy's. Who's Jenny? I don't know who Jenny is. Judy's Magic Cast On I did, and then it went up, 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 and then I think I did too many increases. I think that was my problem, because here, it is huge. Who's that gonna fit? It's gonna fit someone. It's not gonna fit me. And it's not gonna come off this sock blocker without me ruining them. So that was not fun. I really didn't like stretching that out like that. But that was the only way it was gonna come off. I haven't even woven in the ends because it's just, I don't feel like finishing it when it doesn't even fit. And I'm not gonna frog it. I'm just not. It's not worth my time. I'm not gonna do it. I can't even get it on now. So yeah, I'm upset about these. I loved knitting them. They were super fun to make. I knit them out of Stroll Tweed, which is a sock yarn from Knit Picks again. I'm not happy with the heel. I really like the Rose City rollers because it was my first cuff down. This was my first toe up. Because I'm apparently ambitious. So I think what I did is I increased too much for the gusset. And then I got lazy with the cuff, so I just stopped it there. And I think maybe if I had kept going, it would have fit better. I don't know. Socks aren't my thing, man, apparently. I wear kid-size socks. My sister is 11, and we share. So, socks aren't my thing. I like sweaters. They're fun. The next thing I'm going to show you is a baby flax sweater. And flax is a free Ravelry pattern from Tin Can Knits. They're great. It's a great sweater, great for learning. I love it. But I'm really sad about it. It's baby flax. And it's so cute! It's so cute! But the sad thing is, I ran out of yarn. I got this skein of yarn at Fibers West. I went up to Surrey in British Columbia about a month ago. And I bought this skein not knowing what I was going to do with it. I got it from Puzzle Tree Yarns. And it was totally an impulse buy. It's the only skein of yarn I bought there. It was an impulse buy, and I was pulled in by the way it feels. I've never felt yarn this soft in my entire life. I don't know what is in this. It feels like butter. I seriously love it so much. It's also superwash, which is important because if you're going to put it on a baby, oof, good luck. I maybe should have thought about that before knitting a sweater for an infant. I know they're messy. But I did make a few modifications. I decided to only do the garter stitch on the shoulder and then just have it be stockinette in the arms. I really love it, other than the fact that I ran out of yarn. I finished one whole sleeve. It was adorable. I was very happy. And then I got about 6 inches in and I ran out. I ran out on the ribbing too. I don't know what to do. I think, so what I might do is frog and figure out how to make them short sleeves, or just frog the whole thing and figure out another thing to make this baby. Not my baby, co-worker's newborn baby. She's adorable. And they're going through some stuff and I want to make them happy. I want something that mommy will enjoy snuggling when the new baby's wearing. That's all my work is in progress. It feels like there's more. I get very overwhelmed by the amount of works in progress I have. It stresses me out. So I like to finish things, but I don't. But I do have many a thing that I'm planning on knitting in the future. And the first one, which I'm very excited about, is the Litmus Cowl by Miss Amy Florence, also known as the owner, operator of Stranded Dye Works, the brains behind Stranded Dye Works. She pretty much runs it herself with her mom, and she's amazing. And I watch her podcast. She actually is the one that really inspired me to start my own podcast. So thanks, Amy, if you're watching this. I hope you do. Oh my gosh, I want to meet her. She made this cowl out of a faded rainbow mini skein set along with a skein of gray sock yarn. And it's just like a rainbow tube infinity scarf cowl, and I loved it. And everyone else loved it too. And so she wrote up kind of a basic, very basic bare bones pattern just with the math for people to do this. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it because I want to, and it's pretty and it's cute, and I think I'm gonna give it to my sister. I have the yarn here somewhere, but I have a whole pile next to me and stuff gets lost. Okay. I got this yarn from Holly Press Fibers. That's a pretty good color representation, actually. This colorway is called Keep This Under Wraps, which I think is really fun. It's kind of it's almost purpley, grayish tone. I really, really love it. It's gonna look really pretty. It is 400 meters, 433 yards, 100% superwash merino in her sheer sheep fingering base. Hand dyed in Colorado, USA. She's on Etsy, Holly Press Fibers. I really, really love, I love all of her colors. I want everything. I'm so excited. This is a mini skein set, and you won't believe the name. Galactic Narwhals? Are you kidding me? That is the best name anyone could have ever come up with for this yarn. And I haven't really decided on the stripe sequence that I'm going to use, but it's going to look great. I am very excited. My sister's going to love it, or I'm going to love it. I'll probably end up stealing it from her. The next thing I am going to be knitting, I have the yarn for it. I made the purchase. I'm going to be knitting a weekender sweater by the lovely Miss Andrea Mowry in not the exact right weight of yarn that she calls for. So we'll see what happens. This is Sheepjes, I think I'm saying that right, stonewashed in the color Crystal Quartz. And what I love about this yarn is that it has this little easy start tab, so you can just yank it and just go. It's amazing. Except I did have one skein that I tried to start and it was just a tangled mess, and so I had to start from the outside anyway, which is what I usually do anyway because I never thought to like dig for the end. But if they're not all gross and tangled in the middle, I think this will be great. It is a sport weight, however, and the weekender sweater is designed for worsted, but I swatched And it is the same yardage to weight that Brooklyn Tweed Loft is, the one that I think it's either Loft or Shelter. I don't know, but whatever she used is the same 50 grams to 130 meters. So I think it'll be fine. I might go down needle size because it is a sport weight. I don't know. I did swatch though, which is something I don't normally do. And it looks like this is not the same color. I wanted this color, but I was too excited and they were not in stock. Because I just bought this color to swatch the yarn to just try it out. They didn't have enough of this for a sweater when I looked online. So I just got a lighter gray. And I think it'll be super wearable. It'll be super nice for the fall. And this is actually a cotton and acrylic blend, which I really love. It's like cotton on the, like the white is cotton yarn. And then the acrylic is kind of blown in a tube around it. It's almost like it gives it, can you see that? It's a little halo. It's very, very drapey. Like, look at that. It is ridiculously soft, which I was not expecting for a cotton and acrylic. I've never actually knit out of anything acrylic. So I'm excited because it'll be washable. I'm excited because it'll be light and breathable because it's cotton. I'm excited because it feels so nice. It feels like something I would wear on a daily basis. And I won't get too hot because we get a lot of that weather here in Washington where it's like freezing in the morning and then you leave class 2 hours later and it's like you're sweating. It's not fun at all. So I'm very excited to knit the weekender sweater. I don't know when I'm going to do it because I already have one sweater. Actually, technically 2 sweaters on the needles if you count that baby flax sweater. And if I start another thing, I can't handle it. I need to chill. So I have 2 more things that I'm expecting one thing, and then I'm going to start another thing. Probably before I start the weekender sweater because it's almost summer. I want to knit the Ripple Bralette by Jessie. She's Jessie May on Instagram. And I want to knit it out of this. This is, it is from Apple Fiber Studio, which is a local fiber studio out of my local yarn store, Apple Yarns, and I love them, and they're great. And this is 70% merino, 75% merino, 20% alpaca, 5% nylon. That's probably wrong. It is the Macintosh base on the colorway Outdoor Wedding. And I love it. I love it. So I think I'm going to knit my Ripple Bralette out of this. But the problem is, I don't know if I should because it's alpaca. It's fairly halo-y. Okay, is that focusing? Maybe. It's fairly halo-y. So I don't know if it'll bother my skin if I wear it as a bralette. I don't know about the sheerness of it if I wear it as a bralette. But I think we're going to do it anyway, just to see. Because I really want to make something out of this. I don't want this to go to waste. And I don't know what else I'm going to do with a partial skein of fingering weight speckled yarn. If I can't knit socks that fit. So, and I'm not going to knit alpaca socks. Who do you think I am? Not that person. And then the final thing that I'm very excited about. I recently pre-ordered the Ready Player One colorway from Mustache Yarns. And I have been eyeing Mustache Yarns since I first heard about them on the Stranded Dyeworks podcast, the Stranded podcast, Amy Florence's podcast. I first heard about Mustache from her, and she makes these perfectly matching 50-gram skeins. So each of your socks is going to be identical, which is so exciting. And I'm going to find, I don't know what color I'm going to do, but I'm going to do a contrasting heel-toe cuff. And I am determined, even if I have to frog, I am determined to make socks that fit. It's like gray and then tiny little rainbow micro stripes all the way up. And I'm very, Very excited. I have no idea when it's gonna come. We'll see. I can't wait though. I can't wait. But yeah, that's all I have. This was super fun. I feel like I sound like a crazy person and look like a crazy person, and you're probably gonna think I'm a crazy person. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm just here to make knitting fun and cool and normal and something that young people like me can do and all people can do. Yeah. I am very excited to be a part of the knitting community, and I'm very excited for the kind group of people that I have found on Instagram. Please follow me, by the way. Shameless plug. SkyFitzKnitz. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you watched all the way. You probably didn't watch all the way, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll try to do this every 2 weeks, maybe every month. I don't know. Stay knitty. Bye!